He always thought there would be more time. That belief followed him everywhere, through long workdays, traffic-filled evenings, and quiet nights when exhaustion felt heavier than responsibility. Like most people, he lived in a constant state of later calls, later visits, later conversations. That night felt ordinary. It was close to 9:40 p.m. when he left the office parking lot. The city was calm, streetlights reflecting off his windshield as he drove home. His phone rested face up on the passenger seat. Then it buzzed. Dad calling. He glanced at the screen, hesitated for a second, and sighed. "I'll call him when I get home," he said out loud, more to convince himself than anything else. He declined the call and kept driving. His father called often, sometimes just to talk about the weather, sometimes about a memory from years ago, sometimes for no real reason at all. And most nights his son promised himself he'd call back. Most nights he forgot. 10 minutes later the phone buzzed again. Dad calling. This time irritation mixed with guilt. He was tired. His head ached. He'd had a long day of meetings, deadlines, and noise. He needed silence. "I'll talk to him tomorrow," he muttered, and declined the call again. The phone stayed quiet the rest of the drive. When he got home, he dropped his keys on the counter, microwaved leftovers, and sat on the couch scrolling through his phone. At some point, exhaustion won. He fell asleep with the TV still on. He didn't call his dad back. The next morning, his alarm rang at 6:30. Before he could shut it off, his phone started ringing again. This time, it wasn't his father's name on the screen. It was an unknown number. "Hello?" he answered, half asleep. The voice on the other end was calm, professional, and distant. "This is St. Mary's Hospital," the woman said. "Are you the son of—" He sat up instantly. Everything after that felt unreal. Words blurred together. Time stopped making sense. Heart attack. Late night. They tried. He asked for you. At the hospital, the room felt cold and too quiet. Machines beeped softly, but the bed was empty. A nurse explained what happened, pointing gently to a chair in the corner. "He was holding his phone," she said. "He kept checking it." The son's chest tightened, holding his phone. Waiting. At the funeral a few days later, people spoke about what a good man his father had been. How kind, how patient, how proud he always sounded when talking about his son. The son stood quietly, barely hearing the words. All he could see was his phone screen. Dad calling. That image replayed over and over in his mind. He remembered all the times his dad waited for calls, waited for visits, waited for weekends that never seemed to come fast enough. He remembered how his father never complained, never demanded attention, never said, "You don't call enough." He just kept calling. After the funeral, the house felt emptier than it ever had. The silence wasn't peaceful anymore, it was heavy, permanent. That night, the son sat on the edge of his bed and opened his phone. He scrolled to his dad's contact. His finger hovered over the call button. He pressed it. The phone rang once, then voicemail. He didn't leave a message. There was nothing left to say. In America, life moves fast. We're always chasing something, success, stability, the next goal. We convince ourselves that love is patient, that family will always be there, that missed calls don't matter. But sometimes a call isn't just a call, it's a final chance. And when it's gone, no amount of regret can bring it back. If you want, next I can.